video is to inform you as to the facilities and needs of the mountain vets and crew of Washington. In a few moments, I'll be picking Comrade Gene Gray up, District 9 Junior Vice Commander. We're taking a truckload of winter clothing and food to these veterans that are in need. We will be passing through the communities of Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls, Barney's Junction, and over Sherman Pass to Republic and North to Curlew. The trip will be approximately 120 miles and take approximately 2 hours. On our trip over Sherman Pass, if weather permitting, we will be taking video pictures of some of the most beautiful country in Northeast Washington. Thank you. The mountain vets. There's the post commander.
We're just crossing and making it work. All right. Some stuff is going to have to come out. That's all right. And give them recorded. Real. Now, your box stuff, except for the okay, well then let's take everything up to the good. There's still be some boxes. Or if you got kitchen stuff, take it to the kitchen and make sure we get an inventory. Now, if we're going to inventory everything, why don't we just put everything in one room so we can inventory it? Move it out. Some of the things you can't use and whatnot, so they keep it.
All sorts of things.
Your husband wanted some blue jeans.
Pardon me?
Your husband.
Well, you know, because we don't have everything going right here. The vet center office, you know, the DFW post, and the service office, it'll make his adjutant job so much easier. You know, right now the time we have is every Tuesday of the week, there's a service officer available there. Every second Tuesday of the month is when the DFW meets to correspond with the time, you know, various people from the outlying regions can get. And that way we can facilitate the whole hall.
Okay, comrades in District 9, this is the post commander here. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Michael Stewart up from Chesaw, Washington, about 40 miles away from here. And this is the middle of the vet center. Thank you folks for all you're going to do.
And this gentleman over here?
I'm Rick Francis from Mountain Vets. Thank you very much for all that you've done. As you can see, we've taken what little we've gotten and a great deal of people sharing with it in the efforts.
Anyway, you want some explanation of what's going on? This is what we call our vet center. This is where the guys come in, get their benefits counseling, get any sort of paperwork, phone calls taken care of. This is the relaxation center for getting together one night a week to watch movies, have rap group sessions. It's also a game room that the kids can come in and be entertained with some video games while they're here, and the vets are getting their problems taken care of. This is where sort of all the minds meet and figure out where we're going next with what's been put together. But without the help that we get from all the services, all these organizations and community members, we couldn't be doing what we're doing here. But without it, we'd have vets that would, and their families would be hungry, they'd be cold and closed, no work. You know, living up in the mountains is a lot different than living in the cities where you can get on the telephone and get access to all your various needs. Here we have to make it happen ourselves. So we realize there's government equipment sitting out there that we could, you know, if we had trucks, we could take it out on the government land if they'd let us cut firewood, supply these cities, these needy people, and still make money to live on. So it's an innovative idea that has taken place nowhere else that I know of, and I've traveled around the States a lot. And I think we got a good chance of it going here, especially with the kind of help we're getting. Rick, you got something to add to this room? One more thing, at the present time, Rick Francis and his wife and kids are using the vet center as their home. To keep the place open 24 hours a day and somebody available on the phone, he's had to move out of his home, which is isolated, and come down here and sleep on the floor. At present, you can see it's under reconstruction and refurbishment. There's no heat in the building, so it's a little electric heater. And the hot water went out in the kitchen the other day, so the girls are having to heat the water to wash the dishes to feed the people that are passing through. So it's not easy, but it's interesting, and we're having a doggone good time at it. So anyway, let's go over to the kitchen.
Okay, we're going over to the kitchen. Okay,
You knew it was here somewhere, right?
This is coffee here
Well, Becky estimates that we've fed 56 people.
So that was cooking.
Anyway, we see the kitchen.
30 some odd names.
This is where we get to say the ladies that hang out up here and wives and veterans put on a Thanksgiving Day dinner. Fed approximately 54 people, cooked up 4 turkeys, and had more veggies and pies and goodies than most of these folks saw in a long time. So this kitchen is right now being thought of as a soup kitchen where we can do low-cost meals, even almost free meals for the people up here through the donations we're getting. Out of here's where the food boxes will be made up to send out to the various needy folks. And limited as the kitchen is with the ovens, Becky, Francis, and her crew have done phenomenal things in here with breakfasts, lunches, dinners, sandwiches to go, and most any other needs that a veteran normally needs, as usual, our ladies provide. So Becky, you want to tell us something about the kitchen?
Something about the kitchen, you said, I said, you tell me about our Thanksgiving dinner. There's about 5 turkeys in here. Had all the kids seated at the tables. It worked out really pretty well.
Okay, as far as the kitchen goes, are you in need of pots and pans?
That's what I say, big amount, you know, little
Large
quantity for our big groups.
You know, the stuff you use in the
ladles
military.
and, yeah.
The big kettles, the 30-gallon kettles, that sort of
Paper
stuff.
plates and silverware for when you have things like that coming in.
And food especially.
Yes.
Not only for your kitchen, but for your food bank.
That's
For the
right.
food bank, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people up here that we're just getting in contact with that we realize need the food bank. And we do have a direct access to the one over in Republic, but that's all the way over in Republic. We've got this building here now, it accesses their needs a lot faster.
Great. Do you serve anybody in the community besides the veterans as far as food service goes?
At times, there's homeless people that come in that have nothing else going, and they get a free meal and, point in the right direction, maybe even a shower going out and doing a day's worth of work. We've invited senior citizens down, and we're just getting into the community. This thing's only 3 months old, so we're just getting into the various communities that it's working, and I'm sure we'll see that they start showing up down here. Because it's going to answer a lot of the needs. It's sort of the go-between for the various services that are provided through the state funding. This, everybody comes through here, we can point them in the right general direction, whether it's community services, whether it's DHSAs, whether it's psychiatric help down here, or getting a DWI looked at, anything from A to Z. This, we're the go-between for the community.
Okay.
And out of here comes the coffee to keep us all going.
Good. What room would you like to show us next?
Oh,
Okay.
Jim? Yeah.
Gymnasium facilities. Up here, we're hoping to set up our weight systems. We'll get some heavy bags, punching bags, and guys work out with them. We're going to move all this stuff back here, so we're going to have ping pong tables, our weights, martial arts equipment, whatever is needed, for stress relief. We have the gymnasium facilities, and the guys that come in and work out build up a good sweat. And when they're all hot, sweaty, and tired, we go across the hall to one of the showers that we have for free use. We just have a paper that will keep the names of everybody that uses the facility, so that the landlord doesn't get too irate. He had no idea the amount of people that veterans are
We're going to
up there.
pass through. The potential of this gymnasium is outstanding. We were talking to somebody from 45 in Spokane, and they said that they had they had their own band.
Oh, that's Deer Park.
Oh, Deer Park, okay, from Deer Park, you've got a band over there. If we can get it together to get enough heat in here so nobody freezes to death, we put on a sock hop because we need to protect the floors here. Well, we can put the band up on the stage. We can raise funds out there. We can do bingos, the Order of the Rats, I guess, is a bingo operation. So we've got the space to do a lot of things that up here in these mountains have never been provided for before now. And with this, our horizon is unlimited. And again, with the help, then we know it can happen. We're just mountain vets trying to help people. But I want to say one thing. You saw over at the vet center, it was real quiet. Well, 3 minutes before the camera started, it was just lots of noise with the kids playing and running around. And we want you to know that goes on constantly. Yeah, this gym has got us excited. We can do a lot to, like he was saying, for stress related, put guys through different art programs to teach them self-discipline. And then after workouts, so whether it's playing basketball, what it's doing, we can go over the rap session and work on counseling problems. So this place is going to provide us with everything we've always needed and never had before. So we're going
We'll take you upstairs now and show you the emergency overnight facilities we take.
What a good view.
48 degrees.
Doing well.
Okay, would you gentlemen explain what this room is?
This is our emergency services room. Here we have families, homeless, whatever the emergency care needs are.
Disaster.
We have, disaster. We have overnight facilities. We provide the blankets, the towels, the fresh clothing if needed. And there again, we have the shower facilities downstairs. We're hoping to get a washer and dryer so that the vets and the wives can come in and get their clothes done and stay caught up. This, just knowing that this is here to a lot of people makes it easier for them to cope with the problems that they're having here in the mountains. They know that if they slip and fall, they've got a place that's going to break the fall a little bit, and that's quite essential in an area that's so isolated like Curlew is.
Are you in need of blankets,
Oh, yes, sir.
bedding,
Blankets,
towels?
bedding, anything that can go to help keeping people warm is really essential. Cold weather gear, there's a lot of people that are up there that don't have electricity or anything to their house. And wood heat gets quite cold if you gotta go get wood. And most of these guys don't have trucks or chainsaw. If you have a truck, you don't have a chainsaw that's working. If you got both, you don't have the money to put in the gas to go get the stuff. And so we're finding it a lot easier that as we gather equipment, the guys that don't have can come in and use, keyword is use, the equipment and to help be self-motivated.
In other words, like now, we've got a few chainsaws on hand through donations. So guys that don't have chainsaws, we would come in, check one out, go out, get their winter wood, or out getting it now. And now that just makes their life so much easier. When we're out access to that, we're in trouble.
Right.
But this room will provide a lot. Again, like you said, it's the emergency shelter for any disaster that takes place within our community service area. And we're just here to let people know that we're just veterans helping veterans. We're going to do anything and everything we can to provide whatever the veteran out there needs. This is like Curlew. Republic is 20 miles from here. 20 miles. Cheesaw is 35 miles. Our what is called the catchment area is almost 80 miles wide and 40 miles long. That the veterans live in these hills. And right now, I would gather we can come up with a list of probably 200 vets. And that's not touching it. Really goes out there. The other day we had a World War II guy come in and donate some books, and he says, gee, listen, I got these 3 guys up in the mountains, do you know anything about them? No, what are they? He said, no, just talk to me. Would you mind coming out to see them? And we're saying, hey, at the end of the day, away we go. So that's the word of mouth is spreading what we got going here, and people are coming in, and services are being provided. But eventually, we have a dream, okay? This is a start here. We're conjuring up the money from various places to rent this, just to be able to facilitate and access what we're doing now. We have this dream of either on one of our pieces of property or a piece of government surplus land to build a vet center. And out of that, be the sweetest one I've ever seen in the U.S. And it can be done with logs, so we've got all the talent in the world. And then it would belong to the vets. Right now, we're leasing this. Again, you see what it is. It's being renovated. There's no heat in the building. It's not that kosher, but we'll take a hole in the ground like we did in the knob to make it work. So we're just here kicking in the gravel, and whatever we get from all those contacts out here just makes this so easy.
It's comfort for everybody out there to know that there's a helping hand in here when it's needed.
That's right.
It may not be needed for 6 months, a year, 2 years, but one day out of that time, you might need it for some reason or another, if nothing else, just to come in and talk about what's on your mind and bothering you. And if you can get that accomplished, then you kept your head straight for one more day to keep on going. It's nice to have a place that you can come in and clean up for a lot of the areas. People out there don't have electricity. They don't have running water. They've got to haul their water, melt snow, or else have a spring if they're lucky.
So a bath or a shower.
A bath or a shower is very much of a luxury. It's like being able to take one in a 6 month time visit into the city, and really be able to see something nice. You have water for a change.
I had the occasion to meet a Dr. Munson that sits on the vocational rehab, and he also sits on the rating board out of the hospital. And I posed the question to him that, listen, we live in the mountains, and everything that's set up through vocational rehab for schooling is all set up for vets that live in the city. They don't wash out here. And it seems to me that there is a train of thought in the VA system with some push, maybe we can get some help in there. They realize we've got to do things differently. You've got to cross-train guys, small engine repair. Maybe even put them in a team of harness and teach them how to work horses, because that's the kind of way we have to live out here. It's a lot slower in the city. But to get these various schoolings going, we hope to do some of that out here. We've got guys that have their degrees in some of that to teach some of us. So, but we need the VA doors open to us. Right. There's a wood program that we could get going. If they would let us in on certain federal lands, we could be doing firewood off of that with trucks from Fairchild or donated from the government, and have guys working and eating and earning their way instead of feeling like welfare cases holding their hand up. So anyway, you kind of see what we got going other than the storage room over there. There's another area downstairs we're fantasizing about seeing if we can't get our hands on, because it would facilitate easier wheelchair accessibility and some of the school programs, and it's a natural for part of the soup kitchen. That's down the road right now, just with the immense supplies and donations that have come through, just categorizing inventory and getting them ready to get out to some people is one heck of a job, and we'll have a good time doing that. This is a big old building, and it has a lot of potential. And
Approximately how long is this old school building?
you guys know from over here.
15, 20 years, isn't it, this old school building?
Oh, I think older than that.
Older than that, I would say 30,
Older than that.
30 or 35.
Yeah.
And I would have to find out where that other school. There's the small white building out in
Well,
front
it's the first
is the first building, the first Curly school. Then they decided instead of renovating that and changing it to larger, they went to a bigger school, I guess.
I got a question, perhaps you have any architects out there that'd be willing to donate some time to us to help us draw up our blueprints for our vet center. We can put in and perhaps start building this spring. That way we don't have to be dictated to by landlords as to how many guys can take a shower or...
Well, the question you want to ask that to is that camera.
Okay, we need an architect and some carpenters.
Oh, well, I don't know, I think we've got the carpenters ourselves.
Yeah, we've got quite a few guys.
Maybe some donated architectural time to get it all perfect, so when you hand it into the county, nobody can say no.
Right.
At the same time, we need the services of a CPA and a lawyer to keep all this straight, to tell us if we're doing okay, because we don't ever want to get in trouble, you know.
Well, none of us are experienced at being successful at anything other than our own families, and that's what's given us our strength to...
We are members and officers in the VFW, and we get a lot of guidance out of our national offices and department offices and district. But still, as this business goes, Rick is planning to attend some small business sessions and sort of finding out what status we can come into with Mountain Vet Center and still be able to do everything we want to do, but yet be legal and have it all accountable, because that's what's necessary. So what you see is what we got going, and we sure appreciate it, sure like it.
If you come over the other room, we'll show you our future supply office.
As you know, this is basically an old school building, and this room is no different than the one downstairs, other than right now this is where all the supplies are coming in. Well, the cameraman's standing there's an 8-foot section by 16-foot section, and while we're waiting on the owner contractor to fix up a little apartment building for Rick and his family to stay here, we're going to throw tomorrow hopefully a little plywood 8-foot cubicles up for him and his kids. Sounds a little bizarre, but we need to do what's called field expedience. We use what room we have, we keep shuffling stuff around, and we're starting to make some sense out of that. So this is just a big old schoolroom. We don't know if we're going to stay here, what we're going to do. We're just, right now, this is part of the rent. The buildings the rooms you've been through is part of the whole rent program. And this is where we're storing everything to get it all inventoried, categorized, hung out on racks, and sorted basically and available to those in need.
I know that you mentioned to us a couple weeks ago when Jim King and Joe Steckler and Ray Lamb and myself were up here that you desperately needed a good TV that works, right?
That's true, and we definitely could use a good TV, and realistically, I was talking with some people out of DAV 45, and this sweet little lady come up and has donated a brand new black and white. What would be useful is a VCR, so that we can start running some of the available programs that the VA has on SPES and whatnot through a VCR, show movies to do our counseling with.
I understand that DAV 45 brought you a bunch of things up the other day.
DAV 45 is as supportive as you guys, and it's just veterans helping veterans, as Ned Free says. And they're getting the word out to everybody that what we're doing is real, and it's needed up here. So the support is coming in from the individual chapters, posts, and so forth, and individual people in the street. Now, this little Gold Star mother showed up here and just sort of adopted us all. So with that kind of support, a venture like this can't fail. But we really don't know what we're doing with all these rooms. We just gathered them up, getting the stuff going, and people are coming in and getting taken care of, and that was the primary concern. So, like I say, we're all going to go to various classes to figure out just what we are doing and how to do it properly. But with space, you can do a whole lot. That's why we're talking about we want our own fantasy, and that's the vet center one day somewhere out a little bit in the country to have all the facilities we're talking about, because that's what will keep you guys in the area and will keep them working. Right now, I don't know the number, Rick might know the number of guys that have been put to work through the center already. There's skidder jobs available, there's spoilers jobs, there's center jobs. Well, the word's out now, they know that you come here. We're starting to keep a list of the job qualifications, so if something does come up, we can put the two together. Most people don't have electricity or telephone, so it's word of mouth, or you got to drive out to get them, but guys are more than willing to go to work if they have a place to go to work too. Well, we're creating it, and the help we're getting
what we needed to make it work and to ensure that it goes on. I've been involved with veterans, and I'm an officer in the DAV on department level, but I've not seen anything like this again anywhere that I've ever been. So with all veterans from all organizations supporting an entity like this, a venture like this, we can't do nothing but go forward.
I suppose you're going to have a big Christmas dinner with your Thanksgiving?
We sure are. We're anticipating Christmas dinner, and at the same time, Becky and the ladies are now starting to make Christmas decorations, and we hope to put some kind of a program on for the kids. And that it looks like there could be anywhere from 75 to 100 kids between here and the Chesaw catchment area. So,
One of the things we should probably stress to District 9 is to also toys, right?
that would be fantastic. I think if District 9 was to coordinate again with the auxiliary from DAV 45 in Spokane, I believe the auxiliary's theme is Christmas and Crew. And if all this support out there can just coordinate, I think it'd be one heck of a Christmas. But yeah, this one will be more well advertised. And again, we'll be able to get out to senior citizens in the public and in this area and get them down here. Thanksgiving was kind of jammed together. We really didn't know how much was going to show up and when it would. So the word of mouth, we fed about 50-some people. So a little bit of industrious work and planning, and we've got great chefs. A couple of them. Doesn't Trent work at Cougar?
Yeah, Trent.
One of our vets here is a cook down at the Cougar, and he supervises it. He's the one that's anticipating and putting the numbers together to do the soup kitchen project. So there's lots of guys with lots of talents that have just been looking for a place to put their energy, and it seems that we're down here in the way it is.
Anything else you want to show us?
Well, yeah, it's one of our carpenters doing it. Other than that, it's a normal school grounds. You see some of the kids out the windows running around playing out there. It's an entertainment area for them, keeps them off the streets, and allows them to be with their dads and moms when they come down here. We've got horseshoe pits outside, but it's kind of turning winter and it's cold and bare. So there's not a whole lot to see out there.
Gene, do you have any questions to ask?
No question. Mike has done an extremely good job of explaining the center to us. And from what I can see, from what I hear, and talking to the ladies, as well as to Mike and Rick and some of the other people, is that's exactly what we do have here, is veterans trying to help veterans and doing a darn good job of it. But, like all fledgling organizations, they need a little help. It's a fact. So if District 9 can put their act together, and let's throw a little help up this way, doggone it, and I think these guys will do fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
Nobody likes to talk about money. Well, we're in the process of doing everything we can to raise every nickel we can. We've got a couple $100 in the mountain vet center, VFW. It's been covering some rent, and the DAV's been helping. We need to come up with 6 months worth of this money to cover it, to get it off our backs, so that we can concentrate on doing some fundraising and doing some other projects. Right now, we've got guys that are going out and hustling cordwood, and then we're trying to find buyers for that just to keep up with day-to-day expenses. So.
Okay, for instance, like you mentioned the cordwood, you do deliver Spokane.
If we had vehicles, we'd deliver to Spokane. We don't have the vehicles capable of making that run. But like we were talking with Ned Freed, the military's got 6x6s, government surplus. Downstairs we've got this military auction, government surplus auction. Why auction for veterans? Can somebody donate it, give it to us, lend it to us, and we'll donate, we'll carry cordwood wherever. But we've got the resources, we just don't have all the money to buy these vehicles and whatnot to make them work. So if we had that, we could be moving it fast. We've got plenty of it.
We'd like to plan on Christmas tree sales for next year, if it's too late to really get into that, but perhaps the VFW money, we can buy Christmas trees, we could sell them in lot groups of 50, and they could, they're again sell them, resell and make money, and the vets that are up here that don't have real good vehicles for cutting firewood can go out to cut 10, 15 real fine trees inside of the day, and it comes up with enough money to keep them fed and moving.
This is
Long
going to
range
be,
project.
yeah, this is going to be the spin-off center for everything that happens in the mountains that deals with veterans. They have no place to go. They now know there's a 24-hour telephone going on here and somebody always to talk to. And they're finding out that we have answers. And if we don't have answers, we know people through you guys and on up the ladders that we can find the answers. So that's going to make this business a raving success. And the business is getting out and doing what by Congress we're committed to do, is take care of veterans. Any veterans organization by Congress is supposed to do, that's our mandate. And we belong to all the organizations like everybody else. We cross all the lines, life members of various ones. But we just said enough of the paperwork, enough of all the everything that goes on there. We're different here in the mountains. We got to do it our way. But like you said, we need the help in there badly. But we sure we can't say enough about the appreciation of the help we get.
Here.
Anything we can do for you people, let us know. You know, we're isolated, but we're moving the hell. We got arms and big strong backs.
Okay, District 9, there's the story. We're going to stick around for a few minutes, have a cup of coffee, and we'll head back over Sherman Pass to Deer Park. Thank you.